What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another deck profile here on the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the All Might deck that I played for the Unfun, All Might Friday. They do wacky tournaments at the end of every month, and this week's theme was we were playing All Mights. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the deck, and I'm going to talk about the choices that I made, and as opposed to just reading off the card, because those are layman deck profiles, I want to talk about my thought process and the reason that I played the cards that I played. So first and foremost, we got All Might. 629, we played him on the all symbol. I think all three of his symbols are very good right now in set 2. He hits really hard. He draws lots of cards, but he only gets to draw cards if he hits you. And if you don't let him hit you, his next attack gets even bigger. So +2 on this one, if you blocked, +2 on the next one, and so on and so forth. He's very momentum hungry, and so we've got a lot of cards that, like, we don't have a lot of cards inside the deck that feed off of said momentum because he wants to gobble it up as best we can. We'd have 1-2 big ones, but we'll get there when we get there. So we've got All Might. So attack-wise, the first attack that I want to talk about is just Crow and Frog Takedown. This card is in here exclusively because it doesn't count as progressive difficulty. Sometimes, if you get a little ahead of your opponent, you sling a Crow and Frog, you make it not count towards progressive with it. It gets an extra boost of stats, and then you can then continue to play out your turn. If they don't want to block the 4 high for 7 damage at the start of your turn, it becomes a momentum for later. If they do want to block it, it's down. It didn't count. It didn't matter. I will go ahead and give +2 to my next one, and then have a fresh card pool, right? This card basically turns everybody into Asui for at least these 4 attacks in the deck, and All Might, because of how aggressive he wants to be, gets a lot of mileage out of that. Up next, we're going to talk about the set 2 classics. We're doing the throws. We're playing 4 Invincible Clasp. This card is great. It's very, very good. 3 high for 3. Normally, it's 3 high for 5, possibly 3 high for 7, just on itself. And then you can lose 2 health to give it an extra 3 damage. That is guaranteed I burn 2, you burn 2, as long as there's no interactions with the throw. Because even if so, you take the partial damage on the block. And so at bare minimum, this thing's gonna be swinging for 8, so I'll pay 2 to do 4 to you. That's a great exchange rate. It does have the response on there of after your opponent plays a non-character enhance during this enhanced step, cancel it, but it's discard momentum, and that's a really heavy cost because of how greedy our character wants to be with said momentum. And so we want this momentum for our character, not so much here, but I mean sometimes you need it. On to my least favorite card that I played today. It was 3 Facepalm Takedowns. The theory says that you're supposed to play 4 of this card. I don't own 4 of this card, and I wish I'd played 0 of it. It was fine. I didn't see it very much today. I think I saw it a total of 1 time. It's just a 2 high for 6 that it has to be a 6 diff in order to get the extra stun and damage, which is really cool if you're winning. It's such a win more card. But the All Might Enhance is really good because it's like a 5 diff, 4 high for 8. Because if they get -2 to their check, and then you always have +2 there, and then sometimes it's a 4 high for 10. Like that's some good numbers on throws, but like, man, the format's so fast. I don't want to pay for this card's 5 diff. I wish I could have left it off. It did not feel worth it, truly. On to the cool cards of the deck. Those are your standard All Might cards, but this is stuff that I was trying. It was 3 Detroit Smash, MVP of the day. Actually this card was so sick. Just being able to just slam 3 cards up into your hand was really good. Being able to play this as your second card after a card got blocked meant that it was a 6 mid for 10, which is like better than this 5 diff, and we had ways to check and make it happen. And it is truly a 6 diff with the plus because we had Crow and Frog Takedown. So Crow and Frog was the first move that we played, and then we got to guarantee our check by using some cheeky stuff, and then Detroit Smash for free, draw 3, give it the 10. 6 mid for 10 on printed stats. Let's pop off. Not to mention, if you are playing a bit of a grinding game and you have 1 momentum, right? I hit you with one of my throws and then I can play a Detroit Smash afterwards. I don't even necessarily need to do the draw 3. What I can do is discard that momentum, put the 3 cards into my momentum, and then I potentially have a draw 6 off of that because it's draw 1, if not block, draw a second one. And so this card all by its lonesome fuels pretty much every momentum you would need off of All Might, all by itself, especially you take these cards out of your hand that you don't need. Really good for like the entire thought process there was if I had to play a bit of a grindier game. We were playing in an All Might event, so that never happened. But if I had to, there was the option. The other big move that I wanted to try today was for Binding Cloth. I saw that this throw was just kidding. This throw was a combo, and so I wanted to see how combo-centric I can make it because I wanted to discard cards out of their hand and hit them for really big damage. This is sometimes a 3 difficulty, 4 low for 9 in my character that strips a card out of their hand and seals the best foundation on their board. There is so little not to love there, but it came in handy a lot of other times without this card. I just didn't like the facepalm. It was actually the weakest card in my deck, but this card was very, very good whenever it was live. To fulfill our combo requirements, we were playing 4 Binding Cloths, 4 diff, 2 low block, 4 high for 4 that draws you a card. Who could ask for more? The bonus in this deck is that it forces a block out of their hand because we, I mean, it's sometimes it's a 4 high for 4, sometimes it's a 4 high for 8. And it's always a 4 high for 6 because of how All Might works. We just want more cards in our hand. We're just big greed monsters, and we want to draw, and it's a combo to hit with our Binding Capture and our only low block on our attack. So you got a lot of high blocks, not a lot of low blocks. And then our last attack, this card was very mediocre. I think it's better in different All Might decks, maybe the Fire build or a slimmer all build. We were playing 75 cards because we are All Might, and I honestly, I just didn't cut anything. I just like slammed the cards I wanted and then played what I wanted. Says no breakers, really good for I want to pull out these big long strings. The issue is if I lead off with the Crow and Frog, then I miss the opportunity to breaker if they breaker me on the Crow and Frog. So like Crow Frog, then Hellflame Javelin feels bad, but like breakering Crow and Frog does not feel terrible because it doesn't count to progressive. I don't know. It's a catch-22. And then if I have 10 or fewer in my deck target committal, I did get to play this twice where I got to actually play 2 of these in the same turn, and it didn't do anything because by the time that I get through my 70 card deck, they had enough foundations that it didn't matter. They built up a big enough wall. And so this card is fine. I don't think it is spectacular. I probably just would want more combos. So that is the attack lineup. We're going to go ahead and talk about the actions that we played. This was an Oops All Might deck, and so obviously every single person playing in the tournament had to play 4 Capture Evildoers because All Might, every single one of them, is so unbelievably momentum heavy. As well as we have the added bonus in our deck of we're trying to play as many attacks and draw as many cards as possible. We want to clear our progressive difficulty, and so both the enhance and the form on this card is very, very live. Splendid 1 mid block with Breaker 1. The card's just good all around, and it's got all 3 of our symbols. Why would we not play this one? This card is MVP. Honestly, I'd probably only play 3 of it in the main board, but it's really tough because just having this card as a threat in my deck says that people just aren't allowed to take momentum against me because I can steal it and then instantly turn it into a resource that I can use. Once again, we're playing in an All Might tournament, so we're playing maining double plus ultra. This card is in here exclusively because I was afraid of the All Might 1 Detroit Smash. We're playing an All Might deck. Everybody's playing Detroit Smash, or they should be because that's the sickest card that All Might has. And so this card just kind of got to block that one for free. And so it would be here. It'd be in the sideboard. Otherwise, I think playing the 10 actions that we're playing might be a little too many. But honestly, it did not clog. It was totally fine. So if you like the actions, you like a little bit of a bigger deck, you could easily mainboard the 2+ ultras. And then the real reason to play the all symbol, we were playing Sugar Rush Power Up. So the entire concept of the deck is I wanted to play Sugar Rush Power Up on a Binding Cloth Capture, and so it got a +4 from All Might and then another +4 from Sugar Rush Power Up. And I want to say that happened exactly 1 time, as well as Binding Cloth Capture becomes 2 less difficulty. It becomes a 3 diff if I've played a Sugar Rush Power Up earlier. So let's say that I played a Sugar Rush Power Up on one of these super rad throws. Well, now I get to Binding Cloth on 3 diffs, and they swing for absolutely huge. This card feels really good to play in our deck. So now on to the foundations. The way that I break my foundations down when it comes to deck profiles is I hit the 4 jobs: aggro, defense, float, disruption. We'll talk about them in order. So starting with our aggro cards, we're only playing 4. And that is 4 Revel at his masterpiece. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck for +3 damage. Feels really good. And that's all that's really here for. Just a little more bang for my buck as I play these attacks. I think if we were like trying to get like really nasty, we could probably cut it down to 3 if we're like for a bonus tech choice. But like I enjoyed the 4 of them. At one point, I did have 3 of them on the board, and with the option to build the 4th, but I opted to hold it as the block instead. This card feels good. It feels great, and it makes Sugar Rush very live. Onto the defense cards, and I put this here because this card is kind of dual moded. We are playing throws, right? And so giving something -3 speed +3 damage on a throw feels really good, and so it's really cool to use this card offensively because I don't care the speed of my attack. But the reason I put this card in my deck is flip for -3 speed. That's why I put it there. This character is very good at blocking if I get a little ahead by like having bonus resources in my momentum to then draw bonus cards, and I can choose which ones I want to block or not. And so Unexpected Hero was very good. It's as good as Specialized Sound Waves, and so we were playing 3 of that, and we were playing 3 Specialized Sound Waves. Response Commit, repeatable -3 speed at response speed. Actually insane. The response reveal the top card of your deck never was relevant because we didn't have anything really to do with it, but it is there if needed, really niche situations. It does feel very cool to like check it on an attack, find an attack, have momentum, draw the attack off of All Might. That feels very good. But like, it never happened today, but doesn't mean it can't happen. The other big speed hate that we had was we played 4 Mediators. So we're playing 10 actions, and so this card was live literally all the time, except for the very last match that I played, where I did not see a single action the entire game. This card just says destroy for -3 speed and then draw a card. Feels very, very good. I just wanted to make sure that if I wanted to block a thing, I could. I wanted a really solid defense because I know, specifically in this format, All Might's tournament, there was a lot of big, heavy attacks moving around, as well, like a lot of speed, a lot of damage, a lot of stuff. And so I wanted to be able to block if I wanted to. My last quote defensive card is Challenging the Fakes. This technically says -1 damage on it, so I guess it's a defense card, but I feel like it's more disruption because it kind of changes the play pattern that my opponent has. It kind of makes them gunk up their turn. If -1 damage, if I choose not to block, their thing gets -2. Failing it does not end the turn, but that's fine. I'm down for them to fail it because that's an entire attack that they got out of their hand, as well as it's a really good tactic with my character. I'll flip Challenging the Fakes for -1, and if I don't block, good stuff happens. All right, I'll discard a momentum with All Might. I will draw a card. If I don't block, good stuff happens. And so these cards just synergizing exceptionally well with each other. The other main reason I wanted to play the All symbol. This is double checking the last card that really made me make my check of I want to play the All symbol because of Challenging the Fakes and how he interacts with All Might. Onto our flow cards, we're playing Destined for Mainstream Success. We all know it. Destined is either draw an attack card or confirm a 5 check on top of my deck. Really, really good. That is the cheeky play that I did. We would play Crow and Frog Takedown, check with Destined. Oh, it was not an attack. It was a foundation. Well, then Detroit Smash. I check my 5, commit my face down. I pass my Detroit Smash. Guaranteed. If it was an attack, then I just didn't have to throw the Detroit Smash that turn, or you know, I drew an extra attack. I feel great about it. Kind of a mandatory 4 of. And I think it's going to be a 4 of probably the rest of its life. I like, you could squeak away with 3, but I don't actually know in a situation where you would want to. We're playing Double Advice for Winners for the same thing. Literally never built this card. I only got to check it. I probably do want to play this at a 3 of, but I'm playing the 2 checks. I don't know. This card seems really good when I'm just trying to go in. I probably should be playing more attacks in this deck. I did throw it together about 30 minutes before the tournament, before I went live before the tournament, and so like. This card's fine. This card's great. This card's cool. I didn't get to really test it, but like being able to recheck just feels neat. Next flow cards, we've got Double Zoom, All Response. So if my character has the All symbol printed on it, I'm allowed to use that ability after my combat phase begins. Look at the top card of my deck. It is essentially a 1-card version of the little 3-card combo that I had for the Detroit Smash, right? Like that's just like what we were doing. And so Zoom just gets to let you do that for free, as well as the Deadlock Enhance is pretty good. If you have an okay hand, you can, or Deadlock Form, excuse me, you can just Deadlock Form, look at their hand, and be like, oh, I do have enough gas to go in. It doesn't matter that you held 4 cards. 2 of them are not the correct block zone, and you're low enough that I'm gonna get you. Yeah. And then because we're playing the 2 check, I wanted to slam for Rooftop Vantage. I was playing on a webcam event, which means that this card is abysmal. It's probably the worst card in the game. Enhance Flip, reveal the top card of my opponent's deck. Hey, Enhance Flip, no. Hey, you get to know what you're gonna check. IRL, not on webcam. This card's very good. This card's just a 0/5/2 low block in my deck. And so I do like this card. I am running 2s, and so I need to make sure that I can build out some solid spam. So there's that. But this card's very bad on webcam. On to the disruption, or the things that makes my opponent stop playing the game. Those are all cards that make me play the game better, but disruption now. We're playing Double Night Watch. I said that Challenge the Fakes was the last card that made me choose all. I think this is actually the last card that made me choose all. I think this card is exceptionally good, especially in Oops All Might Night. My opponent tries to Detroit Smash me for 1,000 damage. I will negate the powerful. Sorry about it. I'm playing 10 actions, and so this card is live pretty much every time that I draw it. It feels really, really good. The only reason we were playing 2 is because I mill cards off the top of my deck, and I'm playing a 75 card deck, excuse me, and I just want to see it. I just want to see this card. I probably could have popped it up to a 3 of, and I felt fine, but I think 2 is fine. And then the next cool trick that the all symbol gets to do disruption-wise is Hero Killer. There's a lot of onboard tricks that stop the all and good symbol, and so Hero Killer gets to, if I am winning, if I'm ahead in foundations, I get to strip away my opponent's cool things. The example that I have for the night is I was fighting off against All Might 1, who was on this Detroit Smash game plan, and I had a Hero Killer out as well as the Night Watch, and he builds an Apathetic. Well, if I let him have the Apathetic, he flips my Night Watch, and he gets to play the game however he wishes. Since I have Hero Killer, I got to get rid of the Apathetic, and my Night Watch was safe, which means that he could not press into me very hard. We do not have any weapons. Hold on, thinking. Oh, we have one weapon for the Deadlock first form, but it was not worth it. I would probably be playing more weapons the next time that I build an All Might deck. I think that is actually the way to go. And then my last card in the deck, the last disruptive piece, is It Can't Be Fixed. This card just plays like a really neat Cold War with my opponent. It's a damned if you do scenario, damned if you don't. If you don't choose to commit my cards, then I still have them ready. If you do choose to commit them on this turn, then I have more resources that I get to block. You didn't actually stun me, and I'm going to have even more stuff later. You can get over stunned, and so like I don't have the luxury of playing things like Resistance that cancels the stun outright, but this card feels really, really good with my deck that wants to go as long as possible. You're not allowed to really give me free foundations on turn 2. Turn 4, turn 5, this card is pretty dead, but early enough in the game, this card says that I'm not going to die, which is why I really thoroughly enjoy this card. And there you have it. There's the All Might deck. Scale of 1 to 10, actually, I think this deck's like a 6.57. I really, really enjoyed this one. It could be a little more fine-tuned. I liked how it flowed together as we played the game. But there's definitely some things that I want to clean up and mess with it. But I would love to know your guys' thoughts. What are your thoughts on the deck? What are the things that you would put in? What do you think that I missed? Let me know down in the comments down below. And with that, thank you much for watching, you guys, and I wish you well.